everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a foundation review. Excuse the appearance, this is a totally, as I'm getting ready, I decided to go ahead and film this. I'm sure by now everyone's heard of the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Cushion Foundation. I have been looking for this at my local Walmart for a couple weeks now because I really wanted to try it. It says that it's a buildable luminous foundation. I got the color in W2. I was trying to see, I guess it doesn't really say. It comes in this rose gold container. You open it, there's the little sponge, then you open it again, and that is the foundation. So I will go over how I apply this, and also give you the thoughts of what I feel about it at the end. First, I'm going to go over how I apply it. I obviously don't use this thing. I purchased a couple weeks ago the It Cosmetics Airbrush Buffing Foundation Brush, and I've been really wanting to use it, so I use this for it. All I have on my skin right now is my moisturizer. I wanted to do a real opinion on this foundation, so I didn't want to put a luminous primer behind it or anything like that. I just wanted to see what this foundation really looked like. I've worn it a couple times now and I do like it, but I wanted to do a real video on it to explain how I put it on and my thoughts. I will say I have very dry skin, so when it says that it's a luminous foundation, I was all on board, especially for spring and summer. I think a nice, natural, glowy skin is perfect. So, I'm going to take the foundation, and I'm going to take the brush, and I'm going to wet it just a little bit with my Fix Plus. And then I'm just going to go in with a little bit of product and start dabbing it on my face. And now when I have a little bit on there, I'm going to start buffing it in. It does blend pretty easily. And the first coat is just pretty light, and I do like that you can build it up. I'm going to go back over, I have pretty rosy cheeks, so I like to go back over those areas just a little bit more, and same thing, buff into it. And I do like, hopefully it picks it up on camera, that it does have just a nice dewy, glowy skin finish to it. It's probably, now that I did 2 coats, probably about a medium coverage. You can keep putting on, but I'd be afraid to do very much more because then it might start feeling too heavy. Right now it doesn't really feel like I have a lot of foundation on. My skin still feels like it's able to breathe through it. And this is nothing but moisturizer, my Mary Kay moisturizer on underneath it. So I'm going to keep going through my makeup. I'm not going to set this right away with powder because I want to keep that dewiness to it. I'm going to turn off the camera and finish doing my makeup and getting ready. And then I'll come back and show you what it looks like completed and tell you all of my thoughts on the foundation. Okay, so this is the completed face look using the L'Oreal Cushion Foundation. Overall, I really like this foundation. I feel like it does give a pretty good coverage. It does give a nice glow to the skin. I probably would tell if you have oilier skin, but you probably want to stay away from it. One thing that I've noticed, I've worn this probably now about 4 or 5 times, and it just seems to get a little bit darker throughout the day as it sits on my face. So like the first couple of times, I set it like I do all my other foundations, using either my mineralized skin finish or my Mary Kay press powder. But I noticed that within a few hours my face looked darker. Like here right now it matches really well, but it seemed like over the course of a few hours it would get like just a little bit darker, and then you'd have like the face and the neckline, which isn't cute. So I've started I usually let it go as soon as I do my foundation. I move on to my eyes and do all that. Do my under eye concealer, set that with my translucent powder, and then I go in with a fluffy brush and just dust over my entire face. That doesn't really do much as far as, of course, it doesn't add any color to it, and it's really just for my benefit for when I go to put on blush and bronzer. Your powdered your powdered blushes and bronzers are going to just blend better when you have powder already there. It's just harder. It's a little bit harder to blend when you have a cream foundation and you try to go in with a powdered bronzer or blush. So if you have been noticing that your bronzer is like a little bit patchy or something, you may try using a translucent powder as kind of a barrier between your foundation and your bronzer. Just put that translucent powder there in the middle. And because then of course you set your face at the end with finishing spray or something like that, that kind of helps blend them all together so you can't see that you have all that powder on your face. But back to this, I feel like it is very easy to work with. I like that you can use a little bit or you can use a little bit more, and you can build your coverage. That's what I look for in a foundation, because sometimes if I'm having a pretty decent skin day and I just want to have my skin look more all one tone, then I like a little bit of foundation. But if I'm having a pretty decent skin day, I don't need a lot. Just a little bit to cover up like the redness of my cheeks. But then on the other hand, as women, if we're having, bad weeks with our skin where it's just going bonkers, you want a little bit heavier of a foundation to help kind of tone all that redness or the little imperfections down. Now, as you all know, I'm a die-hard Mary Kay fan, and usually I use my Mary Kay Time Wise Matte Wear Foundation. I love this stuff because it is buildable as well. You can make it really sheer, you can make it really full coverage. It's whatever you need it to be. Do I like this more than my Mary Kay? I don't think so. I know that this is about half the price of this, but you get half of what you get with this. And I'm really curious to see how long this really lasts, because it's just a cushion filled with foundation. So how long are you really going to be able to get use out of this? My Mary Kay foundation, which granted I don't wear makeup every single day, but a tube of this usually lasts me for at least 3 months, if not 6 months. Because, and like I said, in all honesty, I don't wear makeup every day, so it is going to last me longer than somebody else. Now, compared to the CC cream, it has the Lumi cushion has a lot more coverage. But I usually like to use this if I'm having, if I just want a little bit of color on my cheeks, or I'll use this sometimes as a primer or a base for my liquid foundation or my mineral makeup. So overall, I would give this probably A minus, B plus. The only thing that I really don't like about it is how it does get darker throughout the day. So you might want, I'm not sure if it does that to everybody. I'll be honest, I haven't watched anybody else's actual reviews on this foundation. Of course, I've heard lots of the beauty gurus saying how wonderful it is, but I haven't seen anybody actually sit down and talk like in full length about this. So I don't know if that happens to a lot of people, that it darkens after a couple hours. Like I said, the color I have is W2, which is light ivory. They only had about 12 colors at my Walmart, so I don't know if that's the only range that they have. So I was a little bit disappointed in that as well. I didn't really feel like they had a good variety of colors. But it could be that, my Walmart's just a smaller Walmart and we just don't carry that much. But overall, it was a good foundation. If you have any questions, you can leave those below. I really like doing reviews of products. I like to give my honest review of things. So if there's products that you've seen me use or seen me haul that you want a more in-depth review on, you can leave that below. But that is all for this video. I hope this was helpful to somebody. Overall, I would say if you have drier skin, to give it a try. But oilier people, I would not. It's gonna just I would think it's just gonna make you look even more oily. So if you have any questions, you can leave those below. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, and I will see you all again in my next video. Bye.